Hey guys, Santa here. Last time you saw me like this, brought a brick of code cards. Then I saw my brother-in-law again. So these two are all going to get ripped into today. If you like what you see, drop a like, drop a sub, all the stuff. But I have one question for you while I still got some people here. I have a tournament on Thursday for some Destined Rivals, or not Destined Rivals, Glory of Team Rocket Japanese booster packs. And I'm trying to decide what deck to build. We have many options, but the ones I am currently considering are Goldango, Joltik box I've been having a whole lot of fun with recently, so I might go there. But we also have an Archaludon poison deck that I built earlier today. Nice little poison bridge action. I'll probably do a profile on that here soon, actually, but I'm trying to decide which of those three to play. So if you guys play the game, drop a comment. Let me know which one of those three you would bring. Personally, I really want to bring Goldango because it's like my favorite deck in the moment, but definitely understand that the other decks are pretty good and could be potentially even better. So we will see how that tournament goes. Got a Zera Aura, let's go. What does this button even do? Oh, okay. What does this even do? Alright, yo, we got a Lunala Rainbow, let's go. Alright, once again, a lot of these codes are going to be from older sets, think Sword and Shield, so definitely going to be getting some cards that could be played and expanded, potentially, but nothing, well, not nothing, because we can see we got reprints and whatnot that can definitely come around, but definitely not a whole lot of stuff that's going to be useful in standard format, so we're hoping to get a bunch of points today. And since we have such a fat stack, I'm going to try and burn through these as quickly as possible. Shout out to my brother-in-law and my sister, and also my brother-in-law's son. A lot of these came from him, so shout out King, you the real one. Oh, that's two, that makes sense. But yeah, so my local game store that I like to go to, because I don't really support the other one, they recently acquired, nice, they didn't acquire that, but they recently acquired a box of Glory of Team Rocket. So they want to give that away as prize packs, because they have not, as of date of recording, they have not gone through their professor training. So they are not a full-blown league location. I'm pushing for that as hard as I can. They say they're working on it. Currently they are working on their Wizards of the Coast certifications so they can run Magic tours, but they still want to be able to run Pokemon tournaments because there's a pretty decent Pokemon TCG community here in town, which is really cool. I'm also working on getting at least 2 more people into the game, as we were sitting in line for the Super Premium Collection, which, mind you, I still have one sealed. I don't really know what I want to do with this yet. Maybe we'll open it. I'm definitely not going to sell it, but I might try and use it as trade bait to get more different things to open on the channel. Because personally, I would really love to have a Terapagos EX Ultra Premium Collection to open, because they got a bunch of really cute energy cards in there, and it would also just be something that I haven't already opened on the channel, so we'll see how that goes. Yo, I have this guy IRL. I love him. We love Chikachu. I guess that's not the Chikachu, that's Chonkachu, but we still love him. We absolutely stan the chunky Pikachu in this room. In this house, Chunky Chew gets to stay. He's the OG. Y'all modern kids with your modern, slim, fast looking Pikachu. He's cool. He's cute. But he's not the OG. Original Pikachu was fat. See? Original Pikachu looked like that, my dog. If you're with it, you're with it. I guess original Pikachu didn't have a skateboard under his feet like my tattoo does, but fun fact, actually, regarding skateboards and Pokemon. In Pokemon Gold and Silver, instead of a bicycle, you were supposed to have a skateboard. And you could see that in the beta version of the game, but they scrapped that and went back to the bicycle, which kind of mid if you ask me. But I don't write the rules. I definitely don't write the coding of the game. Evolving Skies, bro. They opened so much Evolving Skies. It's actually crazy. Love me some Calyrex. Got another chunky Pikachu. Let's go. But yeah, while waiting in line for the Super Premium Collection, there's a bunch of people that I'm really proud of this too, because like first couple releases that I started going to with my buddy, he and I would bring decks and all of our binders and trades and whatnot. And people kind of looked at us like we were crazy. They're like, yo, you're really trading Pokemon cards right now? I'm like, well, yeah, dude. Like, if you're sitting outside in line for this long for Pokemon cards, why wouldn't you like spend that time also doing Pokemon card stuff? So, as time progressed, more and more people started actually bringing their cards to the event, which is really, really fun. So we've gone from waiting in line for 6 hours to trading and playing Pokemon for 6 hours while we wait. This is actually super heat. I'm excited to use some of these like sleeves and coins and whatnot in TCGO. Or TCG Live. It's not TCGO anymore. Fun fact. Yo. Gorgeous. And we got a bead. Love me some beads. Ooh, I love this Professor's Research too. I have one of these IRL. I have a few of this one IRL too, but... Alright, let's grab a new stack, toss it all over the place, get back to it. So, like I mentioned, I have Goldango that I can play, I have Archaludon that I can play, I have Joltik Box that I could play, got Dragapult, got Raging Bolt, got Gardevoir, got Raging Moon to Dunsparce that I just threw together as well. Mostly because I didn't really want to play Poison Raging Moon. Battle City, yo. I've tried playing Poison Raging Moon before. I'm like, she's a fine deck, you know? But not like, not the world's biggest fan. I found it to be kind of clunky, and just because the format has slowed down does not make it any less clunky, you know what I mean? As far as poison decks go, I feel like Poison Arch is like the way to go. Just because the poison that can stack up with Archaludon just ends up putting him to silly, ridiculous numbers, so... let's see. So we have him, we have a Gengar deck. Probably not the best to play if I'm trying to win, which I definitely am trying to win because I'm trying to get some of those Team Rocket Japanese packs. Responded to some comments before saying I'm not the hugest fan of Japanese, so like maybe I'll open it on the channel, but maybe I'll use those as trade bait to get other stuff. We'll find out. I think it'd be really cool. I probably will open them on the channel, just because like I think it'd be fun to do a tournament recap of sorts, and also like open up the cards that I got from said tournament. Yo, Darkness Ablase? Darkness Ablase? Woof. Not a great stack of 10 if we're honest, but we got many, many more stacks of 10, so not too worried about that. More Darkness Ablase. And it is kind of blasé, you know what I mean? If you know what blasé means, congratulations. Happy to have you here. Love an educated Pokemon player. Alright. Got another stack going. Okay, so we also have Gengar. We have an N deck that I could put together because I just got all the Zoroarks needed. We could put together Hobzashin and Monkey Dory. I know that that's been a deck that's been floating around recently. That's super fun. Already mentioned Dragapult, already mentioned Gardevoir, already mentioned Raging Bolt. What else? I just took a picture of all my decks. You'd think I would know. Yo, gorgeous little Colossal. Huge. Colossal was actually really, really fun to use in VGC for a while. Yo. Sad to see Mew. Because, like, That was a deck that would have been really, really fun, but I wasn't actively playing at that time. Love this Chandelure artwork though. Super, super clean. Yo, we got a gold grass energy. Massive. I'm gonna throw that in Goldango for sure. Gosh, what other decks do we have? We have Diplin. Don't think we're gonna play Diplin, but could be super, super funny. I'm sure I probably could build for Alligator right now. I don't have Relicanth though, which is like a bit of an issue, so probably won't. Got Alakazam Walls, which is really, really fun. But again, what I'm really waffling between Goldango, Joltik Box, and Poison Bridge, because I think it'd be fun to be able to donk my opponent, but it's also like, low-key a little bit scummy, which, like I say, with all the love in the world, I absolutely love that deck, and I don't care if it's scummy. No way. Massive. This isn't the alt art, but like, love to see it. But like, donking your opponent is like low-key a little bit scummy. And also it's best of 3, so like you can't really rely on donks. You could definitely get a donk on like game 1. In games 2 and 3, you'd have to rely on like actual Archaludon stuff, which is still good, very strong, very consistent. But I'm almost thinking it's tempting to run Joltik, just because Joltik is like very fast, very aggressive, and I've been playing that a lot recently and been having a whole lot of fun with it. However, I also know that one of my buddies is going to be playing Raging Bolt EX, and that's like a decent matchup, but like not a super, super great matchup, just because you're really relying on like taking knockouts on their smaller Pokemon. So if they don't bench a whole lot of smaller Pokemon, then you're kind of out in the rain, out in the chilling rain, am I right? Yo, birthday Pikachu, massive. Absolutely massive. Avery, let's go. Kind of a cool card. Low-key, kind of good. Got a bunch of traded items here. We're loving all the traded items. Blam blam. Wham blam. V-Star marker, gotta have it. I like too that there's like cards that are old enough in here that still say TCGO, not TCG Live. Which like makes sense. My brother-in-law's been collecting for a very, very long time, and like his kids are into it. His more V-Stars. His wife is into it now, which is super, super cool because like she thought some Pokemon were cute back in the day, but like she was not like super, super heavily invested in the Pokemon like your boy is. So it's really, really fun to nowadays be able to share this with her and be able to like come together as a big old family and be doing all this stuff. It's super, super fun. The day, hey, I have this guy. The day I went over to collect my first big batch of code cards, this is a super sick trainer gallery, by the way. When I went over to collect my first big batch of code cards, when I got there, my brother-in-law was like, "Oh, babe, Santa's here. We should probably open something, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure. If that's what you want to do." And he grabbed the Temporal Forces. While he was out of the room, we both looked at each other like, we know that's just like an excuse for him to open something, right? We like, this is like, it is super fun to be able to open stuff together, sure, but like, we know this is just like a reason for him to be able to open something, right? And both kind of nodded at each other in agreement, and then he came back, brought Temporal Forces, and we all did a 3-pack pack battle. So you received 9 packs per ETB. Very cool, very swell. Love Scarlet Violet for that. But he came back with the Temporal Forces, and I pulled the Metagross Illustration Rare, which is really, really cool. Very happy to have won the pack battle. I don't have the card because they were not my cards to open, but Still won the pack battle, baby. Yo, a Cleavor. Reminiscent of last time we opened code cards, because we actually found a Cleavor V within the code card stack. So now we just randomly have a Cleavor V running around somewhere. Yo, Shaman. Y'all remember when Shaman EX was like the best card in the game? Because I remember. I was there. Yo, I actually really love this rare candy. I got a couple copies of this IRL recently. So I'm super, super happy for it. It was actually on the same day that we were waiting for the super premium collection. So that's kind of funny. But back to that. Got a bunch of code cards. As I was waiting for my buddy to come through, pull up, roll up, as the kids say. It's just like setting up my card table, as I do. Setting up the card table, setting up the mats. And one of the homies in line, who I had never met before this day, but I am proud to say is my homie today, which is very, very cool to have made a friend at one of these releases. I actually made a couple of friends that day. But he looks over and sees what I'm doing. He's like, yo, dude, like, do you play the game too? Like, you brought the mat. Like, are you about to play right now? I'm like, yeah, as soon as my homie gets here, I'm going to play. And I'm like, well, my homie's not here, so I'm kind of just waiting on him. He's like, oh, well, I used to play. Like I played off and on for like a good while. Like, don't really play all that much anymore, but I'm thinking about getting back into it. Huge Voltorb. I'm like, all right, word. I mean, like, oh, and this would have been from Moltres tin that they opened. This is such a gorgeous card. Huge Galarian Moltres fan, by the way. We'll show that guy off too. Yeah, you guys never get to see this one. Yeah. Anyway, your boy is just like chock full of Pokemon tattoos, but it's the way it is. If you're a lifer, you're a lifer. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I'm sitting down, waiting for one of my friends to come. Homie notices what I'm doing. Says, yo, do you play? I say, yeah. He says, all right, cool. I used to play. And I say, all right, well, still waiting for my friend. I have a bunch of decks. Do you want to play? He's like, oh, yeah, sounds good. What kind of decks you got? And I pull all my decks out of my bag, out of my duffel bag, and set them on the table. And he's like, all right, let me play Dragapult. Let me see what all the hype is about. Let me play this Dragapult deck everybody's talking about. He had a bunch of fun. I was playing Joltik Box that day because I was just like excited to be playing Joltik Box. Iron Hands is one of my favorite Pokemon and Pokemon cards of all time. So like, was absolutely and still am enthralled with that deck. I think I might choose that one. It's either that one or Goldengo, I think. But we were shuffling up, getting ready to play. Got off the turn 1 Joltik, powered up my Iron Hands. He looks over and says, dude, what is going on here? I'm like, oh, haha, yeah, this deck is rude, haha. Yo, what? Gorgeous. Look at you. Shout out Cynthia's Garchomp. Oh boy, am I excited to play Cynthia's Garchomp when Destined Rivals releases. I believe Cynthia's Garchomp comes out in Destined Rivals. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm an idiot in the comments, but like, I'm pretty sure it comes out in Destined Rivals. Because like, in Japan that came out in Heatwave Arena, and Glory of Team Rocket and Heatwave Arena combined to become our Destined Rivals set. So I'm pretty sure Cynthia comes out in Destined Rivals, and honestly, I think the Cynthia's Garchomp deck is going to be one of the more fun ones. So I'm really, really heavily looking forward to it. That being said, let me know what deck you guys are most excited for from Destined Rivals, because I know there's like a few different viable Team Rocket decks. I know the Ethan deck is going to be really, really good. A lot of people have been hyping that up recently. I guess for like an in-between set, let me know if you guys are hyped for Marnie as well. My GameStop didn't actually get the Marnie and Steven battle decks, so I'm a little salty, a little sad, a little disappointed even. Because I really think that Marnie's Grimmsnarl is going to end up being a decent deck. Yo, B with her Phalanx, let's go. It's one of my favorite characters from Sword and Shield. I think she is so, so cute. Love Kobu as well. I think he's really, really fun. I really loved his challenge. I like having a gym leader in the games that forces you to actually catch Pokemon to be able to battle them. I think that's really, really fun, and just like really drives home the mechanic of like, hey man, if this is your first Pokemon game, the objective is to catch Pokemon. Go out and catch some Pokemon, and then we can fight. I think that's really, really cool. I also just generically love that like trainer trials were a thing for gym leaders in Sword and Shield. I think that's really, really neat. Feels kind of reminiscent of like Black and White, specifically of like the Dragon type gym, where it was like a big old puzzle to be able to get through it. But like, I don't know, I feel like the puzzles in Pokemon games recently have kind of not been as big of a thing as far as like actual terrain puzzles go. But I think of like Fortree City in Pokemon Emerald and how I was young and not patient enough. Yo, I have this guy. And I also have this guy, fun fact. But it reminds me of Fortree City in Pokemon Emerald, where I, as a youngin', was just not patient enough to really fully understand some of the gym puzzles. Maybe that's less about being a child and more about being impatient, because I've definitely gained more patience as my life has progressed. I think working in a kitchen for so long has given me a lot of patience. Just because, like, you know, man, in life, sometimes things don't go your way. And you gotta think on your feet. You gotta find a quick solution. But, all that's to say, love the trainer trials from Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think they were really, really fun. And like finding all the Sunflora, dude. Super, super fun. Like gathering up the Wooloos, bro. Adorable. Absolutely love it. Alright, Astral Radiance, dude. Very rad stuff. Oof. Gorgeous. I want this one in real life really, really bad. I'm a huge Kingdra fan. I've probably mentioned this on the channel before, but on my wife and I's first date many, many years ago, I was wearing a Original Stitch Pokemon shirt. Which, if you guys don't know what that is, then I feel a little bit bad. But back in the day, a company named Original Stitch, who is now out of business, would make customizable Pokemon shirts. So you get Hawaiian shirts, dress shirts, etc. And I had a Kingdra and Politoed dress shirt on for our first date. Took her to a restaurant that I was working at, because it was a pretty high-end restaurant. It still is a high-end restaurant, but oh, y'all already used this code? Get real, dude. Nope, just had a hard time reading it first. Anyway, took her to a pretty high-end restaurant because I was working there at the time, so I got like a decent discount on the food. So it was like actually affordable for a line cook to go to a good restaurant. But I was wearing a Kingdra and a Politoed shirt because I am a huge fan of Rain in VGC. I think Rain is a super fun archetype. Yo, I know you guys see it. Oh my gosh. This is one of my favorite Pokemon cards in existence. Just because it's like a reference to famous art. My wife is an artist, so like definitely have a bit more of an eye for famous artworks. Got another Phalanx, let's go. Massive. This is another one I really want to get in real life. My wife does not collect Pokemon cards, but I've been slowly building a collection for her, and it's basically anything that involves plants and or plant ladies, and this one is absolutely perfect. So I'm gonna definitely try and get that guy IRL basically whenever I can. But Erica's Invitation from 151, if you guys watched my 151 openings, you would know that as soon as I pulled the Erica Invitation SIR, I said, this is now my wife's card. This is my wife's first Pokemon card. Man, it's not even a code card, it's just retro. However, huge Pokemon plug. Visit Pokemon.com to discover the fun. Check out the TCG database. Play fun minigames. Get the latest news. Explore the Pokedex. Collect, battle, and trade. Yo, it's got Megas on the back of here. Woof. If you guys are excited for Megas coming back to the game, let me know. I think it's going to be really, really fun. One of the things I'm most excited for is that my old Mega cards can now be used as a nice trade bait to people who like really care about Mega Evolutions, because I'm not the biggest Mega Evolution guy. Ooh, yo. Crazy. Anyway, I'm not the biggest Mega Evolution fan. for the same reason that I'm very critical of supporter cards in the TCG, I'm really big on like opportunity cost. So my big problem with Mega Pokemon, and this might be a hot take, this might get me some flame. Huge, super cool looking coin. Might get me some flame. But my big problem with Mega Evolution is exactly what I just alluded to. It's the opportunity cost. Not every Mega Pokemon can be good. Yo, Darkrai V and Darkrai V-Star? I am sad that this rotated because Star Abyss is an absolutely crazy ability. But the opportunity cost of using Mega Pokemon is so huge. Because not every Pokemon can be good. Not all Pokemon are created equal. If they were, Flygon would have a Mega Evolution, and Garchomp would also still have a Mega Evolution. However, not all Pokemon are created equal, and that was the same for Mega Evolutions, which is to say, Mega Kangaskhan? It's a little bit better than Mega Glalie, you know what I mean? So, my big issue with Mega Pokemon is that, like, if you are running a certain Mega Pokemon on your team, and, like, you can run multiple Pokemon that are holding their Mega-ites, if you will, but you're only allowed to Mega Evolve once per game, right? Or once per battle, I should say. So, if I am running, say, a Kangaskhan and a Gengar on my team, I can only Mega Evolve one of them per game. Which is to say that if I am to Mega Evolve my Gengar, I am choosing to not Mega Evolve my Kangaskhan. And that means that I'm stuck with a lowly Kangaskhan on my team. Love this Hisuian Sneezerly. So that's basically my big problem. Yeah, we got another Kingdra, huge, and another Weirdeer, also huge. We got break cards in here, crazy town. These are old code cards, brother. I have quite the soft spot for break cards, actually. I was like around the era that I was like really into Pokemon cards, so like anything from the break era sits pretty well with me. XY Breakthrough was a really fun time to be alive. But yeah, that's my trashing on Megas for the day. And like, of course, as a very avid Flygon fan, I was a little disappointed that Flygon got left in the dust once again. Alright, so here's the deal. Flygon just gets the shaft, okay? And I'll tell you why. Trapinch has a hidden ability, right? Flygon has no hidden ability. Flygon is just stuck with Levitate for the rest of his entire life, okay? Fine, sure, whatever. Why does his pre-evolution have a hidden ability when he does not? Yo, Oranguru V, this is another one I was sad to see rotate out. So why does Flygon not have a hidden ability? Huge Garchomp V with Cynthia on the art. Love this Gardevoir as well. I have this guy IRL. So, what they could have done, this is so sick. Oh my gosh, I actually really want one of these IRL too. We definitely have a bunch of farm animals on the property, so having something like that and like the Mudsdale illustration rare, one of my favorite cards. Love farm cards. Anyway, what they could have done with Flygon is let it have a hidden ability, because let's be honest, Levitate, not always that great of an ability, especially for a ground dragon type. Like, we don't really need the immunity to ground. It's nice, because like, why take minimal damage when you could take no damage, I suppose? But I would have preferred if we let Flygon have a hidden ability and it was Sandstream, and I'll tell you why. Flygon is known as the Spirit of the Desert. The Pokedex says the flapping of its wings can summon a sandstorm. In the sandstorm, people have noted that they have heard a melodic voice, and that is the beating of Flygon's wings. Why can't Flygon have Sandstream? Okay, so that's shaft number 1. Shaft number 2. The very next generation after Flygon was introduced, they introduced a better ground dragon in Garchomp. Don't get me wrong. Oh, dude, Astral Radiance Starmie. Massive. Don't get me wrong. I am also a Garchomp fan. Yo, Evo Skies, VMAX, let's go. I am also a Garchomp fan. However, the fact that they made him stronger than Flygon, a little bit sad. Like, Don't get me wrong, Rough Skin is not that great of an ability. They even gave him Sandveil, bro. Sandveil Bright Powder Garchomp is actually like a somewhat viable strategy, and I promise you that that's true because I've used it in Draft League and it works. It is stupid, but it works. So if it's stupid and it works, is it really stupid? Who am I to say? However, so we got Garchomp. He's stronger. Big Sag. Then Mega Evolution rears its ugly head. And they gave it to Garchomp. And I get it. The fans love Garchomp. But I'm going to tell you a little secret. The fans also love Flygon, my dude. And like at this point, it's not the same as Charizard, but like it feels kind of like the same as Charizard. You know what I mean? Like, not that Garchomp and Charizard are the same Pokemon, nor are they even in the same caliber of fandom. Because like, objectively, we're going to say that Charizard has many more fans than Garchomp fans, right? But the idea behind that statement is that Garchomp gets all the love as far as like the dragon Pokemon go. Everybody loves Garchomp. You can tell because there's a Flygon card in the TCG. It is not as good as the new Cynthia's Garchomp that's about to come out. And yeah, that's my Flygon TED Talk. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate ya. It's about all the trash I can talk as far as like spreading Flygon propaganda, but like Flygon doesn't even have like that many super good looking cards, you know what I mean? Like, let alone if the card itself is good. Like from a player perspective, not every card can be good, right? But like from a collector standpoint, it's a very beloved Pokemon. So like why are we just not even giving it anything pretty? I think that's what makes me the most sad. Yo, Zacian V. Yo, the Zekrom. I don't have this, but I saw this get traded the other day because someone had a Reshiram and we're going to try and get a Zekrom. Yo, what did I just see with my eyeballs? That's crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I'm gonna keep it 100. I didn't even know that card existed. That is crazy gorgeous. Huge black and white fan. Huge fan of N in general. I think his character design is really, really cool. I think his like story arc is really, really fun. Reshiram and Charizard GX, that's crazy. I have one of those IRL too. One of my homies is trying to buy it. And you know what? To that I said, okay. I said, I don't have the cash right now though. I'll get you soon. Like, okay, man. Like, I will hold this for you as long as I viably can, but I won't wait forever, you know? If someone else wants it and they got something that I really, really want, that's just gonna be what it is, man. He was very accepting of this information. But joke's on him. I will keep it and hold it for him regardless, because that's just the kind of person I am. If one of my friends wants something and I am able to help them, oh my gosh, no way, this is in here? Oh my gosh, I want these IRL so freaking bad, dude. Oh, you're so cute. Oh my gosh, who are you? Look at this guy. That's literally me if I were a Pikachu. Alright. That is a crazy cool card. I have the Morpeko V Union, which is super cool. I'm a huge Morpeko fan. Hot take. I actually really like all of the Pikachu clones. But Morpeko, you can see, is one of my boys. Love hangry mode. I too get a little upsetty when there's nothing in my tummy. So like, his words, they resonate with me. Fun fact, I don't know if I've actually told this story before. I feel like I probably have, but I just like this story. So I had a tattoo appointment on the same day that we were gonna have a Pokemon Direct for Sword and Shield. So I woke up at 6 in the morning to watch the Direct because I live on the West Coast, so that means that we have to wake up at 6 to watch things, which is a little steep, especially nowadays, because I like to be able to stream the announcements because I think it's very fun to experience it together. But I woke up at 6 a.m. that morning to see the Direct, and Morpeko was introduced. And I was absolutely in love. Love the Flying Pikachu V as well. Another birthday Pikachu, let's go. I was absolutely in love with Morpeko. So, I did what any rational person would do. And instead of getting the tattoo that I had planned to get that day, I got Morpeko instead. Not as fun of a fact for that story. I also went and visited my brother that day. And my brother was guilting and shaming me into staying longer than I had time for. Because unfortunately that's just the kind of person that he is. So I was late for this tattoo appointment. And this was actually the last tattoo I got from this tattoo artist, because he passed away shortly thereafter, which is very sad. Really loved that guy. He and I grew to become rather close friends. Yo, we got flying entry though, that's cool. But I was really upset because that guy and I had grown to become rather close friends. And the last time I got to see my friend, I wasted his time because of my brother, who is objectively, and like, don't flame me for saying this because everybody's situation is different, but objectively speaking, my brother's not a good person. So it makes me really, really sad that the last opportunity I had to see one of my friends before his soul left his body was wasted talking to someone that was not a better person to be around than my tattoo artist. I would rather have been around David than have been around my brother, if we're being honest. But that is neither here nor there. You guys don't need to hear about my family drama, because I tell you what, you're not my therapist. You're absolutely not my therapist. You are just here for Pokemon cards, and that is what I am here for as well. We are here to enjoy Pokemon cards together, which is why I like to open my code cards with you guys. I realize this may not be as exciting of a video. Yo, I love these artworks of Ralts Curly on Gardevoir though. Those are so sick out of Scarlet Violet base. But you know what, man? I like being able to do these openings in a video, because I feel like if nothing else, it's an opportunity for us to appreciate Pokemon cards together. And like, what does it matter if I have the physical Pokemon cards, right? Because like, from your guys' perspective, whether or not I have the physical card or if it is on my TCG Live account, either way, if you think about it from your perspective, it's still a digital card. Like, unless you know me IRL, you're probably not gonna see my cards IRL. At least not right now. Like, maybe in the future we'll get to a point where like people actually know me, but for now, I'm just a guy. I'm literally just a guy. Run him over with your car. It's literally just a guy. I don't actually know where that sound comes from, but I think it's really, really funny. Every time I hear it on my wife's TikTok, I laugh uncontrollably. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That would be a cool one to have IRL. Fun fact, if I had that card IRL, I would give it to my niece. My niece is a massive Eevee and Evolution fan. Favorite Pokemon is Umbreon, which, like, very, very cool. But unfortunately, a lot of people's favorite Pokemon are Umbreon. So, like, cards that she really, really wants are kind of hard to acquire. So, I do my best. I do my best to give her the good things that she definitely deserves to have. She's a really, really good kid. And, yeah, without trash talking my family even more, that making my niece is probably the best thing that my brother's ever done, which is crazy. To create such a wonderful human, considering. Collect all! I swear though, if I get the Moonbrown from Evolving Skies, I might actually be a little bit sad. Yo, we got some retro energies though. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. especially for them to be metal energies. We can use those in Goldango, bro. You know, I'm a huge Dango fan, dude. Speaking of Goldango, my current collecting goal is actually to just like acquire as many gold cards for Goldango as possible, because like it could be max rarity, sure. I don't actually care about rarity all that much. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Most of my high rarity cards I end up like trading or selling, so I can either get more sealed to open on the channel, or to get low rarity copies of playable cards so I can build decks. I've talked about it many a time before. One of my favorite things to do is to build an absolute ton of decks, so that when I'm hanging out with my friends, I can just tell them to pick one and shuffle up, because a lot of my friends are interested in Pokemon. Yo, this is so sick. I love this card. I saw this card IRL not long ago, but as mentioned, didn't really want to trade for it because like I'm not the biggest high rarity fan. Sure, now we get the Pokestops. Now we get the Pokestops, dude. Honestly, Pokestop and Radiant Greninja are like two of the cards I'm the most upset about rotating out. Actually, I take that back. It's Dark Patch. I miss Dark Patch already. I know it'll come back one day. It's already come back from extinction before, but like, I miss Dark Patch, dude. Especially like being an avid Gengar fan. Gengar is pretty tough to build, if we're honest. And building it with the N archetype as well is like really fun, really consistent, but like I would love it if we had Dark Patch to just take it a little bit further. That way when you end Zoroark to copy your Darmanitan attack, you could then Dark Patch on your next turn to attach them to Gengar. I know N's PP up exists, so you can reattach it to your Zoroark, but like that's not the same as attaching it straight to Gengar. You know, you gotta jump through extra steps, you gotta energy switch. Yo! This was actually my first shiny Pokemon in Sword and Shield. Twin Energy. Well, V and GX Pokemon are gone, so that's kind of not real. Alright, we are getting close to the halfway mark on these. This is a whole lot of code cards, gang, no lie. But back to Goldango. Not a huge rarity snob. I really don't care about blinging out my decks. I was just talking to a buddy earlier today saying, because like he's going to a regional rather soon. I can't go. But he's going to be going to the Portland Regional. And unfortunately, I will not be able to go. The Portland Regional, I believe, is actually this upcoming weekend. So if you're watching this, buddy, good luck. I'm holding out for you. Anyway, I was just talking with him earlier today saying, like, next year I do intend to go. I think that'd be really, really fun. But I'm either going to, if I decide to bring Dango, which I think Dango will still be in the format. I should really check the rotation block on it. Anyway, I'm either going to like mismatch all of the rarities very, very intentionally, or just play absolute bottom tier rarity. And that's for a couple reasons. One, I think it's funny, because all of these people are playing blinged out decks, and like that's one of my favorite things about Pokemon is that like you can bling out your deck to have high rarity, or you can just kind of rock whatever you got. Like, I love the idea of someone having like a $400, $500, $600 deck. Like, gosh, and with Modern going the way it is, you can even have like a deck that's like over $1,000. But it can be beaten by a deck that costs $25, and I think that's really, really cool. Like, we saw that with Ancient Box, and like we're seeing it recently as well with the new Poison Roaring Moon that's been going around. This looks super sick. New Poison Moon and like the Dunsparce Moon that's been going around. You can build the Dunsparce Moon for like $19 and change. Like, the most expensive cards in the deck are legitimately boss's orders, which is like kind of bizarre if you ask me. But Hey, I just think that's super cool. I think it's super fun. I want to see people rage when they notice that I'm playing a deck that is entirely made up of commons. Because I think that's really fun. That was a big thing in Yu-Gi-Oh as well. I'm not sure if it's still a big thing in Yu-Gi-Oh, but like playing trash tier rarity in Yu-Gi-Oh was like such like an anti-elitist step that you could take to just play like just dog tier rarity and laugh in the faces of all these people that have these super expensive decks, and I think that's kind of beautiful. But with Goldengo, I really want to get as many gold cards as I can, which is unfortunate because that means I need to get like gold Buddy Poffins, gold Nest Balls, gold Ultra Balls, and like not every card in the deck comes in a gold rarity, so like that's kind of a hurdle as well. But I just think he's a golden little boy, so he should have some golden little toys, you know what I mean? Just a gold boy and his gold toys. Like, almost sounds weird, but I think we're gonna let it run. I think that's like just borderline enough for it to still fly. Alright, as we approach the halfway point, I ask you once again, what deck should I play? If you guys had to choose between Joltik Box and Goldango, which deck would you play? That is my question to you. Again, I don't know. I mean, like, Joltik Box is fun, very strong, very powerful, pretty consistent as well. There's no real draw engine in the deck. And then the opposite side of the coin is Goldango, which is like 90% draw engine. Oh, this is so cute. Oh my gosh, look at him go. Look at him go. Alright, we're trading in Ultra Balls now. Let's go. Alright. This is like so many code cards, you guys. I don't even know what to tell you other than shout out to my brother-in-law and also his son and also my sister and also I love you guys. Haha. Alright. Got a handful left. I guess like there's also a world where I could be super obnoxious and I could play like Frostless Monkey Dory. Because that deck's been doing some things recently and I think that's really, really fun. But maybe not entirely necessary. We got a Snow Run. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's a sign, dude. Bolt End V. Not too bad. Alright, I think we're going to do one more stack and then I'll wrap this up for today. And we'll come back tomorrow to finish out the stack. So I think this video is already getting pretty long. And I wanna keep you guys entertained, but I also don't want to keep you here your entire life. Like, I've already been here almost an hour, and to run through this whole stack again would definitely take some time. Pull one more card from over here because I got two more in my hand. Wham blam. Our last card of the day. It's Evolving Skies. Let's go. Alright, we got Cosmic Eclipse in here too. Opened a lot of Cosmic Eclipse in this little session. Alright, we got a Galarian Slowbro V. Got Duskulls, got a bunch of random basic Pokemon. Yo, we got a Leafeon V. The Greening Cells. That's like so close to being a good ability, but I don't think it's actually that great. Which is sad. It's kind of wild that like the evolutions aren't actually that great. Yo! It's a heat little energy card. Huh? Huh? Alright, well, that's all I got for you guys today. I'm gonna be back tomorrow with the other half. Hello? All right, there's no one there. I'll be back with the other half tomorrow. Once again, if you liked anything you saw, if you liked just chilling here while I ramble at you, drop a like, drop a sub, drop a comment. Let me know what deck I should be playing for Thursday. Once again, it's probably Poison Bridge, Joltik Box, or Goldango. Because like I could play Bolt, I could play Dragapult, I could play Guardy. I don't want to, just because like I don't know. I like more so being the guy that plays a rogue deck. I guess or like not the best deck in the room, but like plays it the best. So I don't know. We'll see. Those are the things I'm currently looking at. That is all I got for you guys today. I've been saying it, and you guys have been so awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. Have yourself a great day. Call your mom. Tell her you love her.